energy, then it sort of defeats the purpose and it won't help them. It has to be sort of a gradual increase that the cell can accommodate the increase in the ondamed treatment, therapy, the sound waves. The sound waves stimulate vibration within the cells themselves, which rejuvenates them, right, Jerry?
Right.
You got that?
No, that's right.
Huh?
And that's why you have to see the cancer patients and those people who are real far down the track more times per week, because the cell doesn't capture it as well. It doesn't capture that vibratory resonance as well, and maybe because it can't handle that high intensity. If you try high intensity on them, it will probably not work at all, and it can potentially make them feel ill.
Right.
Into where they wouldn't come back, and then they could try other modalities that in the long run probably wouldn't work.
Do you understand it, Nina? Huh? So in other words, to put it another way, hon, let's say the guy is really, really sick and you got a pill that will cure anybody, but if the guy is too sick to be able to swallow the
We
pill.
use low frequency,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Start with
Low frequency, low intensity. After a while, though, I start cranking it up on anybody.
And then you crank it up on you increase the intensity by which button on there?
You press the intensity button, and then you select it with the wheel.
You got that, Nina? Increase the intensity by pushing the intensity button?
Yeah, she knows it. I know. Alright, you wear this down.
What?
Wear it around your neck. Yeah. See your hand. You tested for 3 that were under 1 hertz. If we miss that, it could be, the patient not getting better. It could be that difference. Usually it's paired with a frequency that's much higher. And how many you test for?
You check.
What? I checked through all of them,
How did you put back and just put right?
What?
You put back, right? You push button. No, I wanna before. What's happened before? Where is frequency here? 20.
This is the 8th one that your pulse reacted to. So
Yeah, 8. But you check all what you found.
Yeah.
All check first, right?
Yeah, Jordy,
And
would
then-
you mind going through the whole thing again with her, and then just step by step, as you press the buttons, tell her what you're doing? Just do it again, would you mind? Just so she understands, yeah. See, as you touch each one,
Okay,
yeah, starting from
slow,
scratch.
Yeah.
And then explain as you go along, if you would, Jordy.
You hold enter, you press right, you dial down. Before you get started, you press FM and AM if we're going to do it this way. AM was always going to be safe to do, just because a little bit of variance in intensity is not going to hurt anything, but if you want to get a lot of reactions, you press the FM button as well. And everyone's got a patient that's not very responsive.
By not responsive, Jordy means that they are not showing any signs of treatment.
Why sound so loudly?
My machine might be turned up in the back. There's like a 2 or 3 inch speaker.
Okay, 18. We found 18.
Yeah, we found 18 before, right?
more react, you find more react, right?
Hmm?
More spike.
Yeah, you look for the hardest beat in here.
Mm-hmm. More spike pulse, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just I make sure.
The biggest reaction. It
Right.
doesn't always have to be the biggest spike, and it won't
Uh-huh.
be if you test it over and over again. It just won't be if you test it over and over again. But if you, just once, it'll appear to make the pulse beat harder. But it's just the largest autonomic change, vascular tension change in the artery. Because that's what you're testing for, a vascular tension change in the artery. Your
Mhm.
artery tissue tension changes. Pick that up, it feels like a pulse beat. And that's where everyone gets screwed up when they start explaining, but you say change the tension, then they don't get it, but it's better for them, not to understand them, to think you're wrong by thinking you're trying to palpate the pulse with the thumb. So we're doing the exact same thing with the left-hand side, running through these frequencies.
You just push FM AM one time, right?
You want to make sure they're lit up. It doesn't matter,
Mhm.
like, if you press them one time, if they're turned on and you press them one time, then you're turning them off. This is just a slight modification on program 11 to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
You test people just like you would before.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to pick something up, these are called the brain waves.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That helps you understand physics, this program does.
No.
If it doesn't.
No, this program makes you smarter. Hold it up at your head.
What? Okay.
Yeah, you're not even
What?
testing yourself when you do that. When you sleep, you aren't even testing yourself. So
Head again. Yeah.
we just get the way that I'm pointing this applicator at her,
Huh?
because this is really important.
Take away Sydney.
Yeah.
You want this off?
No, pointing
Go.
at me and
Oh, okay.
just capture the way that this hand applicator is pointing, into the head, and you want to take this line. This line is a general direction of where these coils, because these coils are set parallel to this line. It is a simple twist in the coil, so it's kind of silly to say that it's parallel, but it basically is. There's a divergent angle of, I think it's 18 degrees. This way, you're pointing here. And, in too many of the manuals and the books, you see people, and they're testing right here, and, well, they think they got something, but it's missing. It's missing the head. That's not what you want.
Oh, just head.
So, the jaw is reacting on both sides, but I like to keep perpendicular angles when I test. So, as I bring my hand down, it moves as well. There's definitely a spot right there. Definitely a spot right here. And then the jaws. So once the jaws and the head, you have them do this. Or like this, and it doesn't really matter if it's upside down because you have the right and left coils right here and here, but you have the same on the other side, so it's not like it's pulsing.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not like it's pulsing the same frequency on one side and different on the other one. It's Were you guys making sure it was parallel when you were testing before? So I mean, just pointing it as you know as you come in, pointing it and you turn your hand at the same time here. In the initial testing, I like to do sweeping into the body at first and see what area is vertically. Then once I know which area is vertically, I start to work in closer and closer when the reaction area is right here. You're going like this, keeping it perpendicular, see? And you know there's nothing right here, exactly, there's nothing right here, but there's something here, so it's safe to take it. And get the exact spot. Can I see your left hand? So at first, not much right here. Not to say there's nothing in there, but I'm getting a reaction right here. My sweeps, they keep about the same speed, and I do try to gate them differently just so I know I'm not feeling the pulse.
What do you mean? Would you explain that for her, please, Jordy?
Yeah.
By gating.
If I did this, once a second or so, it could be every heartbeat. It could be I'm here. It's every heartbeat that I'm feeling. But if you do this, and then you test it twice, then maybe you test it again, but different pauses each time before you test into the area that you think you need to treat, then you're getting a pulse response and not some false positive. You're not getting a heartbeat. You're not feeling a heartbeat. And I see it all the time in people when they're testing for things. In preset programs, they would test for 174 because it's the last program, and they keep on spinning it, and they feel what they think is a reaction, but it's not. It's a heartbeat because they're pressing too hard on the pulse. And two, at like that 31,835, they think they're feeling something, and they continue to spin, and then they just get another lump heartbeat. So they reach the end of the line to each testing modality, and they think they feel something right there, but say they've spun it twice and they just feel a heartbeat. It's definitely what you want to get away from. But just keeping this perpendicular, that's going to help out a lot. And remember when you're using this neck applicator, these coils are right here. That's what you want focused into the tissue. It doesn't matter where the end of it is. It just matters where the coils are pointing into, and you want them directed into the spine. And in the case where it's around the neck. And you could think of if you want to treat the trigeminal nerve, or points on the knee, points on the shoulder. It's all where those coils are. It doesn't really matter where the ends of it are touching.